What's good, everybody? It's your boy Rexonmax, and today I actually want to talk about this Reddit post that I seen where it says just saying some of the old fighting games in the 90s and 2000s must have been jaw-dropping to see release. Can anyone tell me what they were like to see come out? So I want to discuss some of the times that you saw a video game, or specifically a fighting game, that really dropped your jaw, that you was just like, oh my goodness, like this game is fantastic. So let's go ahead and get into this. I want to talk about this. Let's go. Like I said, I want to talk about this topic, and there's a game that specifically came to my mind when I was reading this Reddit post of what game actually dropped my jaw, like it just was amazing when I played it, that really kind of put an imprint on me when it came to fighting games. So one of the posts right here, this guy was talking about like how X-Men games had really blew his mind. So it said it was the 90s. X-Men was big. No, you don't understand. X-Men was big. It was everywhere. Me and my classmates were all over X-Men. The cartoon, the comics, everything. Then he goes on to see, like, can you imagine my face when X-Men Children of the Atom came out? So, one of his favorite series of all time and stuff like that came out, and it was actually a fighting game. And then, some people were actually talking about how X-Men called Street Fighter blew their mind, or, when we go into Marvel versus Capcom and stuff like that, that really blew their mind to see these different characters and stuff like that within the game. That was the one that was like jaw-dropping for them. But I know for me, when I was growing up, my first fighting game was actually Street Fighter Alpha 2. Now, Street Fighter Alpha 2 wasn't the one that really dropped my jaw or anything like that. Yes, it was the one that started me on this journey of like, okay, I want to get better at fighting games, let me take up this challenge to try to do this. But the game that really blew my mind had to be Soul Calibur 2. Like, before then, you weren't playing fighting games and it had like a legit story. For me, like, I wasn't playing, when you play Street, it was like arcade style games, like, yeah, they had their little stores and stuff like that, the slideshows and stuff that you looked at, that I was always interested in playing in. Shout out to Stephen Main, for the lore and stuff he does. I understand how truly, like, capturing that is. And the game that really captured me as far as like a fighting game was Soul Calibur 2. Like, when I played that game and you really saw how in-depth it was with their story, my favorite character was Raphael. Like, I was so intrigued. I was so captured. I wanted to know what was happening with my favorite characters. And when I played, I'm telling you, I played the mess out of that game. Was so happy on a Saturday after school and stuff like that to just come and spend my whole weekend playing Soul Calibur, even playing characters like that I hated, like Voldo, to go and just really be immersed in that story. Like, I love stories. I want to know what happened. I want to know people's mind frames when certain things was going on in their lives. I like to see, the road, the progress, the struggle and stuff like that. And Soul Calibur 2 was that first game that really got me into being like, man, like, this story is amazing. It blew my mind. And after that, I was totally sold on like, okay, I'm going into fighting games. So that, and there were different games and stuff that I got into, like, after a while, you kind of play arena fighters and all that other stuff. But Soul Calibur 2 was definitely that one that I was just like, this is it. Like, this game is fantastic. Like, didn't need the supers or none of that. It was just like, with this story, with these characters, with the plethora of characters, with this gameplay and stuff like that, I was hooked. So what was that game for you guys, that first game that really like dropped your jaw, that you was like, oh my goodness, like, I can't believe the fun I'm having with this game, or I can't believe they actually made this game? So what is it for you guys? That's just a quick question I wanted to pose. So let's get out of here.